In France, mornings do not begin with alarms. They begin with light. Soft, golden, patient light. Spilling across lavender fields, slipping through old wooden shutters, resting gently on cafe tables that have heard 100 years of conversation. Here, life is not rushed. It is tasted. The people of France speak with their hands, argue like poets, laugh like old friends even with strangers. They believe bread should crack when broken, wine should breathe before you do, and dinner should never be hurried. Tradition here is not locked inside museums. It lives at the table, in family kitchens, in the quiet ritual of a baker rising before the sun. Because before the city wakes, there is butter, folded into dough, again and again, layer upon layer, patience pressed into every turn. The croissant is not just bread. It is morning itself, golden, fragile, crisp enough to shatter softly in your hands. They say its crescent shape once symbolized victory, but today it simply symbolizes comfort. A reminder that something simple can still feel sacred. And then there is the macaron. Small, perfect, almost silent. Whipped egg whites folded with almond flour like silk meeting air. Piped carefully, rested carefully, baked carefully. It arrived in France centuries ago, but in Paris it found elegance. Crisp shell, tender heart, like the French spirit, refined on the outside, passionate within. Crème brûlée is simple. Cream, eggs, sugar. But France understands something about simplicity. It must be finished with fire. A flame dances across its surface, turning sugar into glass. And when the spoon taps, crack, that sound is the sound of anticipation, of contrast, of elegance breaking open. In a small countryside kitchen, apples once cooked too long, caramel darkened, time slipped away. They placed pastry on top and turned the pan upside down. The tart tatin was not planned. It was rescued. And that is very French. To transform error into art, beyond the kitchens, France breathes through vineyards stretching beyond sight, through lavender fields swaying like purple oceans, through alpine peaks standing silent against the sky, through stormy northern cliffs carved by restless waves. Nature here does not whisper, it performs, and so do the people. They gather, they debate, they celebrate, not loudly, but deeply. In France, dessert is not the end of a meal. It is the final sentence of a story. A story told in butter, in sugar, in flame. It is memory shaped by hand. Tradition carried forward not by force, but by flavor. Perhaps that is why the world keeps returning, not just for the landmarks, not just for the views, but for that feeling. When a croissant flakes against your fingertips, when caramel cracks beneath your spoon, when sweetness lingers longer than expected, France does not simply feed you. It reminds you to slow down, to savor, to sit a little longer at the table. And maybe that is the sweetest thing of all.